Dr. No Minute 89. My name is Brian.
And my name is Christian.
This is the podcast that takes the longest running, most smooth, suave, debonair spy franchise around and shakes it out 1 minute at a time, never stirred. And martini with a lemon twist.
Because this is Bond. Minute Bond.
Say that again.
Because this is Bond. Minute Bond.
And Mr. Christian, what happened in this minute? Minnows pretending to be whales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he calls James Bond, calls Dr. No Minnow.
Yeah.
It's just like you on this island, Dr. No.
I'm going to shake this movie out 1 minnow at a time. And then Dr. No which is a great burn. And then Dr. No gives just as good back, say, depends on which side of the glass we're on.
Yes. And then he, somebody brings them, of course, his favorite drink, right? A martini, shaken, not stirred.
A dry martini with a lemon peel, shaken, not stirred, which it makes me think that it's a Vesper.
Mm.
Especially because, last time we were here, there's a finger cut off with a lemon twist.
Yes, let's not repeat that story.
Then we won't. But he says vodka, and Dr. No says, of course.
Yes.
If I could get your measurements, I could get your drink order.
Yeah, right. Shit.
And the first time it's actually said correctly. In the first drink that he got at the hotel, it was like, not stirred just as you ordered or something. They didn't say shaken, not stirred.
Yeah. And it looks like she got a glass of wine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at first I was like, what are you talking about? That's not a dry martini. That's so dark.
Yeah, because the glass is wine. The glass of wine is blocking the martini glass.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks like a tiny martini glass.
Mm. Well, he won't get too drunk because he's on the job, Bond.
Yeah. And Dr. No says that we'll eat at once.
Yeah.
And they start walking, I guess, to the table, up the stairs. And Bond notices this painting of someone.
Yeah, I know that that's a famous painting.
Oh.
And it's meant to be like he has the legit, he stole it.
Oh, okay.
There's probably a fake in public.
I thought maybe we were supposed to know who this guy was. So.
I know that it's famous.
Okay.
I just don't know the art.
So it just goes to show his wealth.
Yeah.
Because it makes sense because when they sit down.
After a fade, as if it's been a long time.
Yeah, and there's that big ass lighter again.
Yeah. And Dr. No looks like he has 2 olives on his plate.
Everyone has a few olives.
Hey, fruit!
Hey, there is
dinner.
Fruit.
But I thought that would be like breakfast. Or whenever they were going to sit down, they were going to be eating. Man, they're on strict diets.
Bread or cheese. Bread or cheese on the table.
Bond has 3 grapes on his plate.
4.
I guess they're grapes.
Who knows?
Oh, he has 4 grapes? I got you.
Yeah. And
how much of his drink has Bond had?
I think he finished it.
And now there's like a red liqueur
there's like
type thing.
2 other glasses.
Well, the other glasses might have just been there to be fancy, but one's filled with like a kind of wine or maybe a liqueur.
Yeah. And
let's chop that pineapple up. That was a very, very bare bones reference to Psych, the first episode, which was the main character grabbing a pineapple and saying, "Want me to chop this up for the road?" Which, fun fact, was an improv on the set in that take, and the director didn't want to have it in the episode, but the showrunner was like, let's have it in the episode. And then it became a thing of every single episode, there's a pineapple somewhere. Sometimes very obvious, sometimes not obvious. And it was and he was like, if it was grapes, I would have done the same thing and just grabbed him like, "Let me bag these up for the road."
And Bond says right away when they get up there and they're sitting down at the table finally, he's like, "It looks like you've done very well for yourself."
Yeah.
All things considering, right? What, meaning his hands?
I get, yeah. Doesn't he talk about his deformity? Or
he starts to kind of talk about his past.
Yeah, Dr. No definitely responds as if the comment was about his hands. I originally took it as like, damn, dude, you got fucking well. Like, boy, what? You got a shit ton of money. How do you do this?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure he also meant like, damn, boy, you made all this money and you can't even write your fucking name on a piece of paper.
Hold on. Okay, so we start to learn about Dr. No's past a little bit. He says he was the unwanted child of a
German missionary
German missionary
and a Chinese woman of good family.
Yes.
So he may have inherited some of his wealth, but he also got involved in
crime,
criminal enterprise.
He says something.
He became treasurer
of the most powerful criminal society in China.
So basically, they're Scientologists.
Chinatologists.
Yeah, I decided not to try to.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, so I think he's gonna. My prediction here is that he's going to talk a little bit about his past and maybe talk about somebody that, or a reason why, leading up to why he's doing what he's doing with the rockets, right?
Yeah, and I would guess this is going to sound pretty silly from everyone who's listening to these and knows these movies and has seen this movie before, but I would guess maybe he's trying to destabilize progress for the Americans so that the Chinese secret society can bring China into another stratosphere as a global superpower. So that might be it. I don't know if the books did this, but maybe adding the German missionary would be a reason to justify why it's being played by a Canadian actor.
Yeah.
Like, he's half Chinese, I guess. But it is very interesting that the treasurer, becomes the supervillain, in The Dark Knight, and it's ironic because they're both Asian, the treasurer of the mob bosses who takes all the money back to China because no extradition, he's a wimp.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's actually just a wimp. And Joker even says, well, you know what happens when you carve into, or whatever that is, like when you kill people and you get to know who they really are, and that guy's a screamer. Like he knows that as soon as and Batman doesn't need extradition. He knows who a wimp is and not. And my point is, Dr. No is not that. If he was the treasurer in The Dark Knight, Batman would have come back and Dr. No would be like, well, I'm at the bottom of the ocean and bats don't swim. And also, I'm not telling you shit.
I think Dr. No is definitely going to tell him about his plan and stuff because he plans on killing him, right? I think.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's a kind of trope now with Bond villains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't usually need M to explain the plot at the end, not generally speaking.
I guess that was an easy prediction.
I mean, it
might not happen in the next minute, though, but...
We'll see, though, if it's the trope, like the Blofeld type trope of putting Bond into a death trap and then going away, like Dr. Evil does. Like, I'm going to leave you in the room with the frickin' shocks with frickin' laser beams. And then he starts walking away. He's like, all right, I'm going to go now. And Seth Green's like, shouldn't we make sure he dies? Like, no, I'm not. I don't know if he'll do that. That's like the classic Bond thing. It's like, here's a laser. It's going to take 10 minutes to get to you. And I'm going now.
Leave now. Bye. Yeah, you're right. That's funny.
So I don't know if he'll do that. But then again, he literally could have slit Bond's throat. And he didn't. Yeah. So he might be that kind of egomaniac.
He wants Bond to know something so he can use him.
It is curious, though, if those look like olives, but they might be the black grapes. On Dr. No's plate, he literally needed help lighting a cigarette, and all he has is a knife next to the grapes. It's like, how is he going to eat those grapes? Like,
with his fucking hand. He's stabbing them.
He's trying to stab it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the minute, after the person lights Dr. No's cigarette, he comes around to Bond to offer him a cigarette, which it seems like Bond is about to take, but then stops taking as soon as Dr. No says criminal enterprise or society. But yeah, there are a bunch of different fruits and breads, maybe a little fondue area. There's a metal thing next to the breads, so maybe they got some hot cheese in there.
Nice.
But yeah, man, that projector is so big.
If it is a projector.
Yeah, I mean, it's got that. TVs like those don't exist today for less than like a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but yeah, interestingly, I don't remember if in the last minutes, 2 minutes ago, I want to see if the candles were lit on that upper level. They were not. There were 2 candles, but not the candles on the dinner table. So there may have been some food. There's some stuff on there, but while Dr. No is like talking about his big tank, I think his 2 helper guys were like, all right, you make the drinks. I'm going. This candle and like this candle and like this candle. I don't know why they did that crossfade if they're gonna be eating immediately. You could just cut to it.
Right.
But oh well. Follow along in these minutes on Instagram at Bond Minute Bond, and if you want to see us eat more bites of cereal with Red Stripe as our milk, leave ratings and reviews. We'll count them all once the final episode of this movie releases. We'll film that. We'll put it out. And ratings take like 3 seconds, but if you leave a review, add your Instagram hashtag handle because we'll be doing a giveaway and we want to be able to find you easily so that we can give you your just reward, which is like a bad Jafar reference. Your eternal reward, which will probably be a t-shirt.
My name is Christian.
My name is Brian.
And that was money.
Every penny of it.